All right, so today we are diving deep into the career of, well, how do you even put it? A legend, right? Cristiano Ronaldo. And we've got a ton of material here, articles, bios, even some notes our listeners sent in.
Yeah, it's amazing what people dig up, huh?
Seriously. So think of this like our most requested deep dive yet.
Yeah, totally custom-made just for our listeners.
So we're talking about what makes this guy tick.
Exactly, going way beyond just, the goals and trophies.
Which is a lot, by the way.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But this is about that drive,
Yeah.
that almost superhuman ambition.
Some people would say just superhuman arrogance. But we'll get into all that.
Definitely. And honestly, some of the things we found are going to surprise you.
Ooh, I love surprises. All right, so Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro, CR7, one of the greatest to ever, step onto the pitch.
Absolutely.
But where does it all begin?
Well, his story starts on the island of Madeira.
Not exactly known for, football superstars, is it?
Nope, not really. But
Yeah.
this is where it all began for him, this drive, We're talking humble background, small island. And there's this story about him as a kid
Go on.
throwing a chair at a teacher.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. A chair. At a teacher.
Yeah. The teacher was making fun of his accent.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and his background.
Talk about standing up for yourself, though. So did that translate onto the pitch right away?
Oh, absolutely. So he joins Sporting CP's youth academy when he's 11, and right away the talent's obvious. But here's where it gets interesting. 15 years old.
Okay.
He has to have heart surgery.
Oh, wow.
A procedure that honestly could have ended his career before it even really started,
That must have been terrifying at that age.
You'd think it'd break him, right?
Yeah.
But it's it just fueled his determination. And just 3 years later,
Yeah.
he's playing in this friendly match against Manchester United.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he just blows everyone away. The Man U players are begging Sir Alex Ferguson to sign him.
Now, I know he was given that, iconic number 7 shirt.
Right.
But I read somewhere that he initially wanted a different number.
He did. He wanted number 28, which was his number at Sporting. Can you imagine wanting to avoid the pressure of that number 7,
Yes.
worn by legends like Beckham and Cantona?
But he seems to, thrive on pressure, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, you're right. And Ferguson knew that. He saw that fire in Ronaldo and basically said, nope, you wear this, you'll handle it.
Talk about a vote of confidence.
Right. I mean, wow.
But it wasn't all, roses and trophies right away.
Right.
Right. Wasn't there that incident with English fans during the World Cup?
Ah, yes. The infamous Rooney red card.
Remind me.
Okay, so World Cup 2006, right?
Yeah.
Quarterfinal, England versus Portugal.
By stakes.
Big time. So Rooney, who's Ronaldo's teammate at Manchester United,
Right.
gets sent off after a hard tackle. And cameras catch Ronaldo winking at the Portuguese bench.
Oh.
And the English media just explodes.
Oh, man. So he basically became public enemy number 1.
Yeah,
Tough spot to be in.
it was, and he was booed like crazy when he went back to play for Manchester United. But how he responded,
Yeah.
it's classic Ronaldo. He just silences everybody with an insane season, tons of goals,
Right. Yeah.
leads Man U to the Premier League title, Andy the Champions League trophy.
Okay, so back then, was he the same type of player he is now?
That's what's so fascinating. At Manchester United, he was this, flashy winger, all about those step overs
Yep.
and his incredible speed, but he wasn't yet that goal-scoring machine we know today.
Interesting.
Right. That transformation, that really happened later during his time at Real Madrid.
Oh, well, speaking of Real Madrid, let's talk about that record-breaking transfer.
Oh, yeah.
94 million euros.
It was astronomical.
The pressure must have been insane.
Oh, absolutely. But even the number he wore initially, number 9, instead of his usual 7, it tells a whole story. You see, Real's captain at the time, Raul, still had number 7, but there was this conflict with Florentino Perez.
The Real Madrid president.
Yep. About jersey sales.
Conflict. What do you mean?
Sounds strange, I know. But they were actually worried that fans would buy the other Ronaldo's jersey, the Brazilian Ronaldo.
Oh, wow.
They wanted to make sure they maximized profits from, Cristiano's arrival.
So, number 9 was strategic.
exactly.
Clever. And, of course, he eventually got his number 7 back.
And in
Then the goals really started flowing.
Oh, it was a goal-scoring frenzy. La Liga titles, Copa del Rey trophies, and Get this.
What?
4 Champions League titles in 5 years.
Domination.
Domination doesn't even begin to describe it.
And we can't forget about that, unbelievable bicycle kick goal against Juventus in the 2018 Champions League final.
Oh, come on. Pure athleticism.
Pure skill.
Right. It was voted the best goal of the tournament, and for good reason.
Yeah.
But it also shows how much he had changed as a player. Under Ancelotti, Zidane, he became less about dribbling past everybody and more about, clinical finishing.
A true striker.
Yes.
So adapting, evolving his game.
Always.
But his exit from Real Madrid seemed kind of, sudden.
It did. He was hinting about needing a new challenge. There were these whispers about disagreements with the club.
Mm-hmm.
And then it all ended with this move to Juventus in Italy, which surprised a lot of people.
So new league, new challenges. How did he fare in Italy?
Well, he was successful, 2 Serie A titles, but that Champions League trophy,
Yeah.
still missing. It wasn't as dominant a period as his Real Madrid years, but he still conquered a new league.
And then the big return to Manchester United. I mean, the excitement was palpable.
Oh, it was a homecoming like no other. And he started strong. I mean, get this. He becomes the first player ever here to score 50 or more goals in the Premier League, La Liga, and Serie A.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
That's just, that's insane.
It's incredible.
But it didn't last.
Unfortunately, no.
What went wrong?
Well, things unravel pretty quickly. It clashes with the new manager, Ten Hag. The team wasn't performing well.
Right.
And it all ended with this very public, very messy contract termination.
Not the fairy tale ending I think many had hoped for.
Definitely not.
So that brings us to Al-Nassr in Saudi Arabia. Big money, big move, but also
Yeah.
a lot of criticism.
A lot. It's been a controversial chapter for sure.
We'll unpack that when we come back. All right, so we're back and ready to really dive deep into this next chapter of Ronaldo's career. And man, it's been a hot topic.
It has. And I think to really understand this move to Al-Nassr, we got to remember, right, for so long, his success, it was all about Europe, the Champions League, the trophy.
Where's the biggest stage?
Exactly.
Now he's in Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
a completely different scene.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
And people are talking.
They are. And rightfully so, right? Some people see this as a step down,
Yeah.
maybe even a cash grab at the end of his career.
You'll hear that. But others, they think he can still have a huge impact, not just on the pitch,
Right.
but for football in the whole region.
I remember seeing footage of his arrival at Al-Nassr.
Mm-hmm.
The stadium was packed. A sea of yellow and blue, everyone chanting his name.
Mm-hmm.
It felt monumental.
It did, a true hero's welcome.
Yeah.
And what he said in that press conference afterwards, it was telling. He talked about the competitiveness of the league, the new challenge, his desire to help grow the sport. It was clear he's not just there for the money.
That's that ambition,
Mm-hmm.
that pioneer spirit. It's he wants to be the first to conquer this new frontier, just like he did with, those 3 major European leagues.
Exactly. And don't forget his famous quote, "Your love makes me strong. Your hate makes me unstoppable."
Ooh, yeah, good one.
He uses all the negativity, all the doubt as fuel.
I get that. The more people tell me I can't do something,
Yeah.
the more I want to prove them wrong.
Right. Powerful motivator. And you see it in his constant pursuit of these records. He's already the top goal scorer in men's international football, and he's still breaking records at the club level.
But here's what I don't get. He's now in a league where,
Mm-hmm.
the competition isn't as fierce.
Right.
So how does he measure success now? What
Yeah.
drives him?
That's the key question. And I think to answer it, we have to look at the patterns in his career, his personality,
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that always stands out, it's this need to be the first, to do something,
Yeah.
to achieve these milestones no one else has.
So even in Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
he's still chasing those firsts.
Exactly. And then there's that other driving force, proving the doubters wrong. He thrives on exceeding expectations, especially when people are saying, he can't do it.
So it's all this criticism he's getting for the Al-Nassr move.
Yeah.
Maybe it's actually pushing him harder.
It's possible. It's totally possible. He might see this as a chance to silence the critics, right? Dominate a new league, raise the standard of football in Saudi Arabia, show everyone he's still a force to be reckoned with.
And there's the legacy angle too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's already a legend. But now he could leave like a different kind of legacy.
Absolutely. He could be a key figure in developing football in a region that's putting a lot of resources into the sport, you know? Now imagine if he inspires a whole new generation of, like, Saudi Arabian footballers, raises the league's profile globally. That's a legacy that goes way beyond just, you know, winning trophies.
Okay, but let's talk about Ronaldo the person for a sec.
Okay.
He's been called, you know, arrogant, selfish, a diva even. But he's also shown, you know, this incredible resilience, dedication, and he does a lot of charity work.
Yeah. He's a complex guy, no doubt. And I think it's important, you know, to not just slap labels on him. He's insanely competitive, driven. And yeah, he's had his controversial moments, but he's also been incredibly generous with his charity work, and he talks a lot about, like, the importance of family, loyalty.
There's a softer side to him too, right? I remember when Portugal won Euro 2016. He got injured early in the final, but he stayed on the sidelines cheering on his teammates. And it was like this almost childlike joy. It was really endearing.
Yeah, that moment showed, like, a different side of him.
Yeah.
A genuine happiness, you know, for his country's success. A camaraderie that went beyond, like, his own ambition.
Yeah.
It was a reminder that even, you know, the most driven athletes are still human.
We can't ignore the controversies, though.
We can't.
The tax evasion scandal, the rape accusation, those are serious matters.
Absolutely. We have to acknowledge those and, you know, understand the facts as they've been presented and, you know, allow for due process to take its course.
Right. Our goal here is to be, you know, balanced and informed, giving you, the listener, enough to, like, form your own opinion.
Exactly. And to understand, you know, the full context of a career that's been both remarkable and controversial.
Cristiano Ronaldo is a living legend.
Yes.
A player who's changed the game, but he's also a human being, someone who's made mistakes, faced serious accusations. He's this fascinating mix of contradictions, you know, embodying, like, both the best and, let's be honest, some of the worst of human nature. And maybe that's what makes his story so captivating.
I think so. He shows us that even the most celebrated people are, well, multifaceted, capable of amazing things, but also, you know, capable of making big mistakes. And maybe that's the biggest takeaway from his career.
Yeah,
true greatness. Like, it's not about perfection. It's about this messy, complicated journey we call life.
So where does all of this leave us in trying to understand, like, Cristiano Ronaldo?
I think we've gotten a much deeper look at, you know, the man behind the goals, the trophies. We've seen that incredible drive, the ambition, the resilience that pushed him to the top.
We've explored his complicated personality, the controversies,
the
legacy he wants to leave behind.
There's one final piece of his story we need to explore.
Ooh, okay.
One that helps explain his motivations, his this never-ending quest for greatness.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
And that's his relationship with something bigger than any trophy, time.
Ooh, now this is where it gets really interesting. I can't wait to hear more. Okay, so we're back, and I got to say, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
You mentioned Ronaldo's relationship with time.
Yeah.
What exactly did you mean by that?
Well, think about it, right? For any athlete, especially one as, like, physically gifted as Ronaldo, time is like the ultimate opponent.
Yeah.
It's this constant force, you know, chipping away at your speed, your stamina.
Right.
And eventually it brings even, like, the most legendary careers to an end.
I mean, he's 39 now, right?
Yeah.
Still amazing, obviously, but he's not the same player he was 10 years ago.
Nope. Time marches on.
It does. So what are you saying? That awareness of time passing, his own limits, is that what?
I think it's a huge part of what drives him,
Makes sense?
That obsession with breaking records, achieving things no one else has. It's like he's racing against the clock.
Trying to get as much as he can before
time catches up,
Wow. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense.
And that's where, you know, this move to Al-Nassr, which, like, a lot of people see as a step down.
Right.
It can actually be seen in a totally different light.
Okay, I'm listening. Explain this one to me.
All right. So he's conquered the top leagues in Europe, right? Achieved basically everything you can in the sport. So at this point, what's left to conquer? What new challenges are even out there?
Maybe he sees Saudi Arabia as, like, a fresh start, a chance to build something new, leave a legacy that's different.
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe even to like challenged time itself. He's not competing for those European trophies anymore, but he's still pushing those boundaries, still looking for those challenges, still focused on being the first in this new environment.
It's like he's changing the rules of the game. He's not like bound by those traditional ideas of success anymore.
Yeah.
He's making his own definition of success, one that fits this stage of his career and this unique relationship he has with time.
Yes. He's not just accepting the limits that, that time puts on athletes. He's actively fighting those limits, showing that age is just a number, right? And that ambition, that hard work, it can overcome anything.
Even time.
Even time.
Man, that's a powerful message, especially for, athletes who are getting older. It's about finding new challenges, new ways to define success, new reasons to keep pushing forward.
And in a way, like Ronaldo's journey, it's something we can all relate to. We all deal with time passing, getting older, realizing our bodies won't always be what they were.
Yeah, it's bigger than just football.
Right.
It's about, taking on challenges, defying those limitations, and finding meaning, purpose, even as time just keeps moving forward.
I love that. That's what I love about these deep dives,
Me too.
We start with something specific, like Ronaldo's career, but we end up exploring these bigger ideas that everyone can connect with.
It's been an amazing journey, hasn't it?
It has.
We've seen the highs, the lows, the victories, the controversies, the evolution of this player who's become like a global icon.
And through it all, we've gotten a glimpse into what drives human ambition, that pursuit of greatness, and that struggle against time that, honestly, we all face.
We've learned so much, but, I have a feeling this conversation is going to keep going long after we're done recording here.
Oh, for sure.
There's always more to uncover, more to think about when it comes to Cristiano Ronaldo.
He's a figure who I think will continue to spark debate, admiration, maybe even a bit of awe for years to come. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking those questions, and keep diving deep into this fascinating world around us.